Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Life is Zachary Long video. And, you know, first off, I want to say thank you to everyone who watched the Women's History Month special with Kate. Without saying too much, I can't say that that's the last one that we're going to do. There's a lot more on the way. So just be ready for those. Like, there's a lot more on the way, a lot more guests that I want on and that are coming on. I feel like an official podcaster. Like, I booked, I booked some guests, but in all reality, they're just my friends that I'm bringing on. But I have a lot of people coming on, and I'm very excited. So for them. But anyway, on to this topic of this weekly vlog. This is weekly vlog 5. That's right. I'm not going to forget. Weekly vlog 5. What I want to talk about in this weekly vlog, and something that, I've wanted to talk about for a while, but escaping fear. And, specifically, fear of romantic relationships. I know that's a crazy topic, but what I didn't talk about in the Valentine's Day special, and what I was kind of gonna save is fear. The fear I had of romantic relationships, and obviously that fear is prompted, right? Just yesterday, it marked the 2-year anniversary that I had broken up, or me and my ex-girlfriend broke up. And without saying too much, it wasn't the best relationship. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't. And I've been single for 2 years now. And obviously I'm the reason I'm single. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and be like, after I, like, no, like, I've had a lot of encounters with a lot of beautiful, beautiful women. And they all had great personalities and everything. And the problem was, it was just fear. And it was fear that led me to quit, and I didn't realize it. Like, I would be like, why does this keep happening? For you Gen Z terms, we would call that fumbling. Fumbling the bag. But for my older audience, I just I let it go. And a lot of the reasons why I would quote unquote quit, or I would quote unquote fumble, is because, like, not only fear, but like, with my ex-girlfriend, long story short, there was a lot wrong with our relationship. And she didn't really treat me the best. And so, like, and I allowed her to treat me bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I allowed her to treat me bad. And so, coming out of the breakup, one of the things was I didn't want to get treated like that again, in friendships or just in anything. And that's been a process too, but that's a topic for another video. But like, she didn't treat me the best, and so now it's like, I was like if I didn't see something I liked in a girl, I would just quit, because I didn't want to, like, I didn't want to get hurt. And so I would just quit. But that's a selfish perspective, because no human being is perfect. Like, every person has their flaws. And what I've learned about love is, like, love is about embracing the flaws of your partner. It's not about just leaving when your partner has flaws. And I think I just recently gained this perspective, because I was wondering, like, why? Like, why can't I just like, you know, why can't I get in a relationship again? Why can't I do this? Why can't I like, and all that? And it took me the longest time, and I would get so frustrated with myself. I'd be like, why is this happening? Like, why can't? Why is there such a block? Why, like, and people would ask me like, you're still single, blah blah blah, and the reason, and up until 2 weeks, like 3 weeks ago, I figured out why it was. Sorry, someone just walked past. The fear. I had a fear, guys. I had fear of romantic relationships, of love, of a lot of things, right? And that's why I was so that's why I was so passive. That's why I was so conservative, because I was afraid. And fear, bro. I'm telling you, fear is such a hard thing to overcome. Cause like the crazy thing is like I was so afraid that like I was convincing myself that I was fine. Like when it comes to that stuff, like I was making a good decision, but in all reality, I wasn't. The fear, it overtook me, like, and the person who changed my perspective was actually my friend Taino. He told me one day, he was like, bro, without saying what we talked about or who we talked about, he was like, you quit too much. Like, you quit. And he typed me a whole paragraph of like nobody's perfect. Like, you're just because someone has one quality that you don't like doesn't mean that automatically disqualifies that girl from, like, disqualifies you from dating that girl. And I had to think about that for a second. I had to sit back, and I was reading his paragraph, and it just hit me. I was like, yo, bro, this is why I've been single for this long of a time. It's because it's been me. I've been in my own head. I had a feeling I was in my own head, but I couldn't figure out why it kept happening. But now I do. It was the fear. It was just a whole bunch of things. And, I'm telling you, fellas, like, you have to get away from fear. Like, and not only you have to get away from fear, you have to hold yourself accountable. Like, I had to hold myself accountable and be like, hey, you're not perfect. So what are you doing? Like, why are you expecting, like, I know you don't want to get hurt again, but listen, if it's in God's plan for you to get hurt again, unfortunately, you're probably going to get hurt again, and you're probably just delaying it. I hope I don't get hurt again. I hope I don't get my heart broken again. But, like, if it's in God's plan for me to do that, it's probably going to happen again. But if it's not, and let's say, I take a chance and this is the girl for me, boom, perfect. Then, hey, then me and my girl will start a couples podcast. No, I'm joking. Or am I joking? You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You guys don't know. For those who will know, you'll know. But no, I'm still single. But that was just anyway. Yeah, and it taught me a lot. These 2 years, a reflection on them, have taught me a lot. Like, I've learned a lot. I've had my fair share of embarrassing moments in these 2 years. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. I've had my fair share of embarrassing moments. I've had my fair share of good moments. I've had my fair share of great moments. I've had my fair share of terrible moments. It's all happened in this 2-year span, and it's it's tough. It really is. And I advise anybody like who had that feeling that I had of like, oh, like why is it not connecting? Why is it like when I get to this specific step with a girl, it's like, why is it not connecting? That the reason why is probably fear. For me, it was fear. So I've made a vow that I'm gonna stop living in fear. I'm gonna stop um, running from things because I'm afraid to get hurt. I shouldn't. I shouldn't run. And so it's changed my perspective. And when opportunities present themselves, that doesn't also mean like I'm not telling you guys like just go ahead and take any, opportunity that comes because that's how I got here in the first place. I took an opportunity and I should have known that it wasn't the best opportunity because there were signs at the beginning that I should have seen, but I didn't see them. And now I'm here. So don't take any opportunity. But if a girl fits, or ladies, if a guy fits, like, let's say 3 out of the 5 of your key standards, give him a chance or give her a chance, and that that's the message for this video. Make sure you guys stay out of fear. You also got to stay out of your own head because I'm not gonna lie, that relationship turned me into an overthinker. I overthought basically everything, about romantic relationships. And I would talk myself out of it through my brain. Because when I was with my ex-girlfriend, I didn't think enough. So now I think too much. But, now I found ways to kill that overthinking that I needed to kill because I'm telling you, man, overthinking is deadly. It can make you think you're the worst person in the world, or it can make you think you're the best person in the world. Or it can make you believe something that isn't even true. So whenever I start to overthink now, I'll just like if I have like a okay interaction with somebody that I'm really cool with, like I'll be like, wait a minute. Like the proof is in this pudding. This person is actually really, really tight with me. Me and this person are really tight. Why am I even overthinking about this? I just need to go. And it's tough, man, but it's just one of those things. And for my religious people, I pray on it. Cause like I honestly like when I started praying on it, I was like, I didn't ask God to remove my overthinking, but now what I do is I'm like, when the next opportunity comes, I'm just going to ask God if it's the right one. And if it's not, I'm going to tell him to take it away. It's literally what I'm going to do. It's that simple. But I didn't do that before. I left it to my own understanding. And we see where my own understanding got me. It got me 2 years of, if I had just said this one more thing, or if I had just done this one more thing, or man, this was bad, or man, this was a bad fumble, quote unquote. Like, left me 2 years of that on my own understanding. So for this time, I just gotta go with God, and then it will work itself out. Because I'm not gonna lie, guys, if you don't do that, you might end up like me, 2 years of singleness, which is not inherently a bad thing, but it sucks at times. I'm not gonna lie, it does. It sucks. It sucks at times. It does. But everything is a process. I'm not gonna lie, if I want to be completely honest, do I want to do 3 years of singleness? No, I do not. But it's not in my hands. But if it was up to me, if it was up to me, bro, I definitely wouldn't have been 2 years single. I'm not gonna lie. So it's not up to me. But if it was up to me right now, shoot, I wouldn't want to be single for 3 years. I don't want to, but it's not in my hands, guys. But anyway, this was a longer weekly vlog. This is going to be the longest one I've ever released. But it's for a good reason. And I really hope you guys watch this full video, because it's one of those things like, this is something I hope I can use my story to inspire someone else, like who's like spiraling through overthinking, spiraling through fear. And it doesn't just have to be romantic relationships. It can be literally anything. Fear of that thing, fear of that test, fear of that class, fear of standing up for yourself. I've had that too. Like, you got to do that. So I'm very, very, very grateful for you guys. I can't wait for the next video. Most likely it will probably be another weekly vlog. Look, I got a lot of great collabs coming for you guys. Just please give me time. I have a lot of beautiful collabs. I have another consistent special is coming, but this time it's going to be very consistent because we're going to have all 4 of us on. So I can't wait for that. I got some great Women's History Month specials with some wonderful female guests, and it's going to be awesome. And like, you guys are just going to have to see. It's going to be beautiful. I'm so excited for it, like, genuinely. So, and I know they're really excited, and they can't wait to hop on with you guys and get on the platform. So with that being said, I'm going to cut this video here. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for subscribing, commenting. You guys are really awesome. You guys, I love how you guys have embraced me since I've started this channel, and I appreciate you all for that. But with that being said, this has been a good word. Long out.